Hi there. Glad you could join us. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little scalloped tag topper punch card. And this was first shared to us by the very talented Tanya Bell from Australia. And I'm going to show you how to make this. So I'm starting off with a piece of crisp cantaloupe cardstock, and this measures 8.5 by 5.5, which is a standard A2 card base. And ordinarily we would score this down the center, but we're going to do something just a little bit different today. I'm going to bring my trimmer in, and I'm going to put the short side up against the guide, and I'm going to line it up with this 1-inch mark over here. And close the lid, and I'm just going to use the track to mark off a 1-inch tick mark on either side. And don't worry, because we'll get rid of that in a couple of steps ahead. That won't show in your finished card. So next is to take the Scalloped Tag Topper punch, and normally we will cut a piece of cardstock that's just shy of 2 inches wide and slide that in, but we're going to put this whole piece of cardstock in there, and I'm going to show you how to do that. If you kind of start angling your cardstock in, put your index fingers up here at the top of the punch and gently pull that all the way in. You'll feel when it's all the way in, it won't quite go all the way up to the guide up here, but you'll feel a stop to the cardstock. And then I'm going to, on the right side, line that 1-inch tick mark that we did in the last step up with the edge of the punch. Okay, and that's what it's going to look like. And now I'm going to flip it around, and now you'll see that the tick mark is on the left side of the cardstock. I'm going to line that up with the left side of the punch this time. So do the same thing, angle it in, pull it in till it stops, and give it a punch. Get rid of that, and we're done with the punch now. I'm going to come back in with the trimmer, and I'm going to line the bottom edge of that punched area up with the track of the trimmer. Bring my blade down, and sometimes it helps to back it out just a little bit. You'll kind of feel that blade in between those punched areas, and if you just push it in, you'll feel that cardstock stop right at the point of the blade. Okay, like that. And see that tick mark just got cut right off of there, so you don't see that anymore. You want to flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. Trim that piece, and trim that one. Okay, now before you move your cardstock out of here, move your cutting blade out of the way and bring your scoring blade in and score the edge of that tag topper. Okay. Now you're going to flip this guy around once more, and we're going to line this edge up with the 4 1/4 inch mark and give it a score. Okay. That guy out of the way. Let's hold on our score lines. Here we go. Like that. And now I'm going to just adhere the cut piece of cardstock, and this is at 5 1/4 by 2 3/8. This is from the Sweet Sorbet DSP pack that you can get for free from Celebration through March 31st. So $50 order, and that little baby is yours. And I didn't really like it when I first saw it in the catalog, but the more I play with it, I am really liking it, and it is going to be something that I'll miss when it retires at the end of this month. So then I took a piece, about 10-inch piece of the twine, which is also a Celebration Award. This is Pool Party. You just thread that through both of those holes. And some people are just tying knots. If anybody's ever taken one of my classes, they know I like ribbons and bows. I do a lot of ribbon and bows. I don't mind tying them. It's a little tricky with this twine, but it can be done. And that's how our card's starting out here. Okay, so that's the base of the card. Now what I'm going to do is I have pre-stamped and punched, or actually die cut, a little embellishment piece, and that is from the Perfect Pennants stamp set that's available in the Spring Mini catalog, and the banner framelets, and I'm using the third smallest framelit to cut that guy out with. I'm going to take my Pool Party ink and this little dot stamp from the Pennant stamp set. I'm going to try and keep my head out of the way. Just put a little stamped border on the top of that, just to give it a little pizzazz. These guys. And then I want it to be a little bit more dimensional, so I'm going to take this stamp again, and I'm going to kind of stamp it towards the edge of the cardstock, because all I want to do is punch out that little A. Like that. Okay. And I'm going to take the 1/2-inch circle punch, just punch this little guy out. Stick him on with some dimensionals, or a dimensional. I only need one. It's a little bitty piece. Okay, that piece is starting to come into focus. I'm going to throw a couple of dimensionals on the back of this and put it onto our card, like so. Still not quite blingy enough for me. I'm a bling girl. I'm going to come in with some rhinestones, and I keep my rhinestones in an empty DVD case. It just helps keep them organized and out of the way. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but this strip of rhinestones, you can come in with a craft knife right in between those guys and cut them out and use them as individual pieces, which I like to do because I don't like to waste anything. I'm going to put some here. I'm going to put another one here. And I'm going to take a couple and put them here. Actually, a couple more, I think. Oops. Like that. And like that. Okay, so the outside of the card is done. And I forgot to put the piece on the inside to finish it. So let's go ahead and do that now. And this is also from the Sweet Sorbet from Celebration. And it is 4 1/4 by 5, or 4 by 5 1/4, excuse me. I'll put that on the inside of the card. Normally we don't put DSP on the inside of the card, but because it shows in the front, I like to do that. It just kind of snazzes it up a little bit. That's starting to unwind, isn't it? I gotta quit working it so much. There we go. retie that bow. And there we have it. There's our finished card. Easy peasy. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, barb@beelinestamping.com. The dimensions for the card, as well as the supply list, can be found on my blog at www.beelinestamping.com. And I thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have fun making this card. Bye.